don't think that was the note you need to hit with the mic that close. That's one of them jumps where you gotta project it into the.
You know, it's all right though.
You were excited. I understand.
They knew what was up when they signed in. When they logged in.
They should by now. We definitely done given a few mic
like every time. Every
That's
time.
a good jump.
What up? This is week.
Hold on. You saying what up to nobody? Let's send it to people first.
No, y'all
people watching. Oh, you want to catch up? All right, go ahead.
Right.
That's fine.
I was just trying to
warm them up.
Warm them up. You know what I'm saying? It's week 10. Week 10 of the NFL season.
Hey, Broncos.
The boys are back.
Bills.
The boys are back.
We back.
Who the boys?
Recapping week 10.
Oh, we the boys. I thought you were talking about.
Jesus.
See, you've been conditioning me with all your other fake teams.
Anyway, we're back.
Trying to see what it's like to be the host and people not letting you get it all out in one shot. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right. You know, they gonna do their thing, and I'm gonna wait.
We're back to recap week 10 and to also prepare everyone for tonight's Monday Night Showdown.
What is
that?
That's why
this must be the CW version.
It gotta be.
What I have.
He was doing the commercial.
But it's the unpaid version.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm paying.
But yeah,
pay for the promos.
To definitely recap the week that was a very wild week. 5 wins, 5 games that ended in walk-off fashion, along with the best team in the league. Back in full force now. You know what I'm saying?
And who are you referring to?
San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know why you got so much smile, so much joy, so much glee speaking on them.
I feel good about it.
But
you feel good.
People on this show have known this is not your squad.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey man, I just want to say I'm sorry for what the Falcons are putting you through as a fan.
I'm okay
that type of team on the field Sunday after Sunday, and for you to go through that, man, I'm so sorry.
I'm okay.
I wish you will understand what
I know we're gonna get a quarterback. That's
good.
all I need.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for him.
I'm all right.
I want to apologize to you
I'm
too
on the
for what the
Daniels
Commanders
train.
are putting you
Jaden
through
Daniels to
Sunday after Sunday.
Sam Howell,
man,
you're our guy. You've earned yourself at least a year and a half.
That's cute.
Oh yeah, Sam.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
What?
At least a year and a half.
Thank you.
A year and a half.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for
yeah. No.
I appreciate it.
He's on that.
Again, the spectrum is ongoing.
No.
Why are you thinking me? He didn't go to your team.
No, he's on that. I'm not gonna do Sam Howell like that. He's on that.
Goofy somebody for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, nah.
He hasn't?
He's the best
does it take for him to earn a starting job?
Decorum, guys. Decorum. Let's get.
What up?
No. I want to hear that.
What you know about decorum?
Welcome into Outspoken. Say what you need, mean what you say.
Decorum.
What up?
I'm Cordell. Alongside me is my man's
Marcus.
That's what happens when your team look as bad as his team did yesterday.
I ain't never seen you out like that.
E-Rob here with a smile on my face because I'm feeling good.
I need him to go back on the Sam Howell.
What's good, y'all? Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
Is very
How has he
good.
not heard it? You
So
don't
that's
answer this
good.
question.
Hold up. All right. Thank you all for coming in. As usual, please like, subscribe, share with everybody. Always leave anything in the comments that you want to say. We love interacting with you guys, so please do not hesitate to do so.
Do not.
Of course, we are here for Monday Night Football, as already stated. Bills hosting Broncos. Should be a good one. Obviously, looking forward to it. Got my Bills gear on, but of course, still got to be true to me and my anime people.
Who that is? Who that is?
Yo, you should know by now.
I just wanted you to tell the people.
The people know who it is.
The series is over now.
They know it is over. The series just ended. Yes.
I don't think anybody cares.
It's over.
They might.
I don't think
Who
anybody
knows?
cares.
Y'all watch Attack on Titan?
So,
Hey,
Shingeki no Kyojin.
ending was good.
I don't think anybody cares, guys.
Oh, yeah, you lost with that one.
Dang.
All right.
I'm gonna let you hold it down.
Since 2018,
It's long.
That's right. He's also number 1 in scoring, but let's not put that part on there.
Yeah, because they're losing right now.
Yikes.
All right. Here we go. We'll get into the Bills game.
Disgusting.
I promise you that. But until then,
Answer the question.
what did you want to know?
What has Sam Howell not done to not earn another year as a starting quarterback?
Your negative is crazy.
A year and a half.
I think I would need a lot more consistency. I don't think you're
Consistency.
Yeah. I would need more consistency before I'm gonna lock you in for a year and a half.
Oh,
I'm not locking you in for a year and a half.
Bro. Okay,
He's earned his job.
Let me tell you this. Sam Howell has thrown for 17 touchdowns and 9 picks.
And
you know what Josh Allen's numbers are right now?
Who cares?
18 touchdowns, 9 picks.
Okay.
So,
but Josh
for
Allen's
context,
completion percentage is higher. He has.
That's the thing, though.
We throw the ball way too much.
And on
much.
top of that, Josh Allen, you're saying you just want to ignore his rushing touchdowns. So him as a whole. Don't be talking about Josh. Don't go cut half his stats.
Okay,
like he's now out here running 2. Don't do that.
How many fumbles he got then?
2.
Okay, so that's even more turnovers.
On the Sam side, though, homeboy has shown the cojones. That's what I like about Sam.
Like you are a gunslinger.
That's
the cojones.
No, he led a drive that tied the game this past Sunday. He did it against the Eagles as well. He had a 21 or 18-point comeback against the Broncos. Right. I don't know what the issue was with that game, but that's neither here nor there. He's shown that.
You know what he reminds me of? Kirk Cousins.
It's crazy.
You like that?
It's crazy.
You like that? That was what Kirk did, right? And then we're all sitting here like, yeah, bro.
You miss Kirk?
No,
I did.
Do you?
I used to, maybe last year.
Oh.
I don't miss him anymore.
Okay,
but
here's the thing.
I hope it's your Achilles heel.
Here's the thing. A guy like Kirk Cousins will give you a chance. That's what the Commanders have needed this whole time.
They had that and they let it go.
They did.
Sam Howell has more athleticism for one than Kirk Cousins do. But this is only his 11th game.
And that's the thing. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, give him a little time. How much time it takes for Josh to grow?
He ain't Josh's projection.
He doesn't have to be.
What
he needs to be is being.
No, but we don't know.
We don't know what the ceiling is though with Sam.
You know what the ceiling is.
It could be Kirk Cousins.
Do we know?
It could be. That's a reasonable guess.
When we say hold on. When we say that, I'm saying what was his projection coming out? Because that's what I'm saying. Like coming out of college, there was a very high projection on Josh. He was just stupid raw.
So we're saying.
Okay, so I'm asking. I'm genuinely asking, what was his projection?
So before his senior year, he was supposed to be a first-round pick. He had a bad senior year at North Carolina.
Junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Bad sophomore year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
Okay, you going to log about what? What was his projection?
I was just giving the proper context.
No. But what was his ceiling? Tell me.
Oh, coming out of college?
Yes. What were people saying? Was there a comp? What was his ceiling?
I don't
know.
I just remember him being on the roster.
They don't do comps like that after your sophomore year, unless you're like.
I thought we were already started.
Unless you're like a Caleb Williams. Look, unless you're like a Caleb Williams, you don't get comps coming out for your sophomore year. Because you're not draft eligible, so they don't dive in like that. Okay, unless you're a Caleb Williams, where they're like, oh yeah, like this guy.
Like he came out his junior year, so
so his comp at the time was more of a. I want to say it was like Baker Mayfield-ish.
Okay, so Baker's is
but just because that's what it said.
How y'all land on Baker? Hold on.
No, because that's what his comp was in terms of physical like traits. That's what his comp was Baker.
Physical traits, he do kind of look like Baker.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm but at the end of the day, you could tell that this guy, if you watch this sophomore film, which is why he was projected to be a first-round pick, it's like when you give him weapons, he can do things.
How about just give him an offensive line? He's done all this without an offensive line.
He hasn't had an offensive line since his sophomore year of college.
And I can tell, the pocket presence is about this man. I like having a quarterback with a plan. Again, my quarterback bar is in hell. You might not be wrong. My bar, I might need to raise it. I understand.
No, you don't.
See,
I had to suffer.
Me and Robinson with winning teams, we understand you need what the bar needs to be.
Did you say winning teams?
Yes.
The Falcons are 46 now.
But
that's his team.
He hasn't won anything. He's talking about winning teams. They haven't won anything.
Ain't no way. You were sitting right here on this couch.
Watching
being mad at the Falcons right there on that television yesterday
because of the grief that they're putting my homeboy through. That's why.
So you were mad at the people.
Oh, don't look at the TV.
Look. Hey, he's delusional right now, y'all. But don't matter, bro.
Weren't you just telling me about the 28-3 stretch yesterday?
Year and a half.
It was 3:28 on the clock. You got mad.
I was saying that I have read.
Sam is the league leader in passing yards.
All right. Let's bring some order.
Even though Stroud,
I didn't know we could just. we could just
All right.
hop mid-season to another team. That's crazy. I had no idea.
All right,
I thought we was true to this. I thought it was say what you mean what you say.
Yes,
So-
really
I know that's what we did.
clean your ears. For sure.
So let's
Me?
hey, all right, let's get into
Sure.
everything that happened this weekend.
Being a fraudulent fan, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
So Bill Belichick fired?
Nope.
Pink slip.
Terminated.
Oh,
Never fired, but
Ousted.
he might step away.
gone.
I feel like
Mutually.
Thrown out.
if it happens, that's what it would have to be.
Discarded.
I feel like as
This
a
guy gonna keep on synonyms. You
Go ahead, you want to roll?
Done
Go
it.
ahead, bro. That's crazy.
Revolt.
Over under 2.5 weeks.
What?
Him in the job.
No, he finishes the season.
Oh no, he finished.
Okay, I was just checking y'all's temperature.
Oh,
I think he
yeah,
finishes
Nah,
the season.
bro,
too.
he finishes the season.
Ain't no
way,
point.
bro.
Ain't no point. It ain't like someone else gonna come in here and do what?
Well, to be honest,
that's
we
what
can't say that because Josh McDaniels gone. So Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I know, but that's different. That's a bad franchise over there with the Raiders. I don't think
Hey,
the
they
Patriots.
2-0 since his firing.
I
Though.
mean,
Would the Patriots have the same success? I don't know.
I think they're gonna try and get a quarterback.
Patriots? Yeah, I do think
You
so.
would.
I would very much hate it.
I think Mac Jones needs to be on the trajectory of what Geno Smith did, where he goes and beats a backup for a while and then gets a shot.
You're
And
never gonna get a shot.
I'll
No,
say
don't
this.
say that. He can get
I do feel bad
He's
for
a fossil.
the guy that's coming in after Belichick. Like he's gonna have
expectations.
He's not setting that man up to succeed.
at all.
I feel like he
At
is.
all.
How
No.
so?
No.
Because at this point, because
Like the
they have
Covington
dropped
Bears?
so low, at this point, they're just looking for somebody to give me hope for a future.
Well, you don't even know. You don't even know the next.
So who you
coach-
want to play for?
You don't even know what
That's
the
the-
next coach wants his next team to look like. He may
That's
want
true.
an offense that's built off, run and gun, and he ain't got that type of quarterback. He ain't got those type of receivers.
The Jimmy G projection worked for the 49ers. They tried to get Trey Lance up in there,
Yeah.
someone who could raise their ceiling great
Yeah.
without having to abide by Kyle Shanahan's X and O's, but they ended up with Brock Purdy. So here we are.
Yeah. So
And they're doing just fine.
Yeah,
I
Patriots
I-
don't got that type of
do
personnel.
I do say that I'm glad that they're making this decision to move on. It's the best thing for that franchise.
It's not official, but
you can't
heard
hold on to
some
Bill.
rumblings.
GM Bill is
You
crazy.
can't
That's
hold on.
really
You
it.
can't.
That was his downfall.
It really was.
GM Bill was his downfall.
You can't hold on to him. Like
You could.
no.
Not the GM though,
It's time to move on.
but the
man.
coach.
It's gone.
Both of them need to go.
Yes. It's time for a
and-
divorce.
I
Let me
would
tell you
be.
something. Let me tell
The
you something.
dynasty is over.
I guarantee you,
It's over.
and I will always stand by this. And we can make this a smooth transition into that game.
Uh-oh.
Mike Tomlin would never be this bad. He would
No.
never
no,
be this bad.
the Steelers
No.
will never be this bad.
No. I'm saying Tomlin on the Patriots, it would never look like this.
Oh,
He would still find a way to win. That is how I feel about Tomlin. I think he is, in fact, the best coach
I mean,
in
so-
football.
No. Whoa. But I will say, I'll give it this. Mike Tomlin is perfect for the Steelers because Steeler Nation and the people in that locker room know that, like, Magic didn't just come up on this job. Like, he literally worked his way up on the Steelers. And then once Bill Cowher was gone, interviewed and got the job. So he's been
Mhm.
a Steelers guy pretty much through and through. And then, so it's different. I will say, yeah, he wouldn't be this bad on the Patriots, but I don't know if he'd have a winning record.
Pose
like
it
this
the
on
other way
Patriots.
then. So Eddie said that he received a text from C-Mac earlier this morning asking him if Bill Belichick was the coach of the Steelers right now, would they have the record that they do?
No. That's all I need to know.
what would that record be?
They'd be losing.
I think it'd be,
What it is right now with the Patriots.
nah, it'd
You
probably
don't
be,
think Bill Belichick can work with that defense?
yeah, he
No.
could. I think he could. To be
Hi
honest,
Smith, second in quarterback.
yeah, nah,
That's your
I think he
percentage?
could. I think he could. I think.
I don't even
TJ
know.
on the other
I
side.
don't know if Highsmith becomes who he is if it's Belichick over there.
I mean, the amount of Pro Bowlers that Bill
I
Belichick.
defense is not
won't
gonna question mark.
discredit Watt,
But
but
Nah,
I don't know if Highsmith
bro.
and the rest of them will play.
so you're gonna say without Belichick, Kyle Van Noy would have been Kyle Van Noy?
Good question.
I don't think so.
What about like Willie McGintis? You gonna throw it back?
No, those are fair.
Or what about
pass? But those are fair.
Or what about we saw?
No,
you
wouldn't say William McGinnis.
We also saw J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson.
He does. J.C. Jackson.
Without Bill Belichick, that man is.
You're right.
But he also didn't travel with them.
Exactly. Bill Belichick told him to stay home this past week.
Because he ain't that same guy no more. He left too long.
That same guy. No, he was tainted by the
He
Chargers.
left too.
He was there too long.
He left too long.
Lost the picture away, my man.
He ain't got it no more. But when he was with them, Pro Bowler, I think it was all pro.
Patriots need a fresh start, though. Yes, Bill Belichick should be going.
They absolutely do.
I won't say that, but the GM definitely. I'll give him one more.
One more quick conversation. Still with the Steelers. Me and E-Rob were having a conversation earlier today about it. Because he just said at this point it shouldn't matter. You know, a win is a win is a win. As long as you win it, who cares if you're doing it in an unorthodox way in which the Steelers are doing. My standpoint was that I get that, but to me it's just not. If it's not sustainable, unless your offense picks up at some point, I think it's gonna come crashing, which is why I have them winning only 3 more games for the rest of the season.
Can I tell why I feel that way?
Yeah.
Because the main reason why I feel that way is because defensively they're number 1 in the league in takeaways, and they have 4 wins this year where they've gotten interceptions in the red zone in the fourth quarter, late in games when the opponent team either needs. For most times, I think 3 out of 4 times they've done it, the team needed a touchdown to take the lead, not a field goal. So they had to score. So I think at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because when it's time to make a play, this team figures out a way to make a play. And not even defensively. You go back to that Ravens game, that offense couldn't move the ball for anything. But what was the last touchdown that they had? That big deep bomb to Pickens to give them the lead for good. So that's all that matters. He's talking about the total yardage. I don't think they haven't won a game all year, right? They've been outgained every game this year.
They've been outgained every game.
And I'm saying it doesn't matter.
No, it absolutely matters. I'll tell you why it matters. Because if you're thinking big picture and what and how you're getting your dubs, you want to watch a team and determine how confident you are that they're going to beat any team that they play. I'm confident in the Steelers if they play a team with a mid offense or worse. That is not what they're going to have to go up against to get one into the playoffs and go through their division. Mm-hmm. But once they get up in there, they have to keep up with the Bengals, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar. Granted, luckily 2 of these teams are in the division, and they beat up on
a team that they've beaten already.
Oh, for sure.
Beating Lamar,
they're gonna have to put up.
They beat Deshaun.
They beat Deshaun.
They're 3-0.
Yeah,
in their division.
They haven't lost
in their division.
Yeah.
I feel as though in order for me to feel confident,
I'm not granted that was the Bengals. That was not where they are now, right?
They haven't played the Bengals.
They're 2-0.
Oh, I thought they played the Bengals already.
No, they haven't.
Okay.
I feel as though you need to score points in this NFL. I really do. I feel like when you watch how other teams are putting their points together, I'm not confident that I feel like they're going to be in a situation where their offense is going to go out to win them games rather than their defense being on the field to win them games.
See,
but their offense does win them games.
But see, but you're saying
that they comeback drives they've had.
You're saying they have to score points. What does that have to do with yardage total? You can still put up 27 a game if you're getting short fields.
You can.
So even if they're scoring points, if they're averaging 26, 27 a game, but they're still being outgained, it still wouldn't matter. Like you're still like.
So the best we've seen this formula was that Broncos team that won the Super Bowl. When Peyton Manning wasn't him, but Von Miller
Peyton Manning offense was still better than this offense.
I agree.
They would not.
I can't.
They better weapons.
I can't think of games where they won because of the offense.
No, I don't think they were going 10 weeks straight of being outgained. I don't think that's
because the defense was just so good.
No.
And the Steelers have been running the ball better too.
That's what I'm saying.
Najee and Warren have been getting
there.
They didn't have a running game at all before.
So you can do that.
No.
If the defense is that good. That's how when they beat the Panthers, bro, the offense played like trash. But the defense was so great, it did not matter.
I'm looking it up.
So I mean,
I don't think it's sustainable.
Okay, so y'all said that it's not sustainable.
What's sustainable? That they can't win a game.
But you said that 4 weeks ago. You said that 3 weeks ago, and they're still
just waiting for the other shoe to drop, bro.
They beat the Titans. They beat what the schedule? Let's look at the schedule when I started talking that match. I said the same thing about the Jets.
The Titans. They beat the Rams. They beat obviously the Ravens, Browns.
Oh boy, 1, 2, 3.
The Texans beat them 30-6. I think that was when I was starting this
That Broncos team, they had 5 games that year.
And then they just beat the Packers.
That Broncos team that you guys were referring to, they had 5 games that year where they didn't even have 300 total yards.
So the Steelers were
so it wasn't as bad, but five games with a Peyton Manning led offense.
I mean, by Peyton, yes, that's
when
ugly.
you didn't even get 300 yards.
That is ugly.
Yeah,
by Peyton standards.
Yeah.
I mean, by Pickett standards,
it's about
like,
average.
oh, that's a great game.
A great game
for Pickett is Peyton's bad game.
Is not getting 300 yards of total offense
for Pickett. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Peyton's worst is Pickett's regular.
My thing,
I mean,
again,
you're talking about a Hall of Famer
yes,
too.
Right.
Yeah,
For me, it
Hall of Famer.
For me, it doesn't matter. When it comes to the Steelers have definitely developed ways where they know how to make plays in the most crucial moments. I don't think we never look back at a lot of these games and say, man, how many yards did these two teams put up and said that was the story of the game? Because you can sit here and you can put up more yards, but if they have 6 games this year, guys, where they won a turnover battle.
Yeah.
So why does it even matter? Why does it even matter if a team putting up more yards than them if they're losing the turnover battle?
Eventually,
you're right.
The Eagles went on the road and put up more total yards than the Jets. But what mattered?
Turnovers.
They
lost 4-0 in turnover battle.
I mean, just like
it didn't even care.
Just like the Bills and the
To me,
Jets.
turnovers are such a law of average. Like it's only a matter of time before it runs dry, and when that happens,
when would that run dry? How would that run dry?
It's kind of the same thing with 1-score games. We saw that with the Vikings last year.
Yeah, but it happened.
You're not going to get that.
But when did it happen? The year after, right?
Year after what?
How would they even win it?
You're talking about the law of averages with 1-score games and what happened with the Vikings. That was this year, but they went on that run last year.
And the year before that, they had the same issue where they would lose the 1-score game.
So okay, but the Steelers have been winning those, right? So I'm assuming it's gonna keep going to the rest of the year.
They've been winning those. You know who
because
else
one thing with the Steelers is if it's a close game, they're usually going to win out in the fourth quarter. That's just how it's been.
To me, if you're depending on your team having to create turnovers at a high clip,
I don't trust it.
Exactly, because
it's the same thing with the Jets.
That's not a 2, but they only had 2 turnovers. That's not a high clip.
They're leading the league, right?
They're leading the league, but they
don't turn the ball over.
But they only had 2 turnovers yesterday. That's not a high clip.
How about the week before?
1,
and then the week before
they had like 3-1. That's
like
not a high clip.
There are games where
that's not a high clip. No, a high clip is you
force teams into turnovers. Why? Because you have Highsmith, you have T.J. Watt, you have these guys that can create.
So you're saying this defense can create turnovers against any team in the league?
Yeah.
Yes. But for you to say that it's a high, to me that's not a high. A high clip is you taking the ball away 4 or 5 times.
No,
if you're doing just one, there's damn near turnover in almost every game, man. Like
a high clip is the Jets having to win by forcing 3 turnovers a game.
3 or more. Yeah,
that's a high clip.
The Steelers gonna make the playoffs, and we gonna see.
They won last week by
They're not gonna make the playoffs.
They can make the playoffs.
They won last
They
week.
still have the Cardinals, Patriots, and Colts still on their schedule. They got the Bengals twice, the Browns, the Seahawks, and the Ravens.
My thing is this: I
think they're gonna win 4 of them games.
My thing is this:
even if they win 3, you can get to the playoffs at 9 and 8.
They cannot.
They need to get 4.
We're looking at the yardage totals. We're looking at the yardage totals when it comes to these things, but we're not even looking at how these turnovers came in back-to-back drives for the Packers yesterday in the fourth quarter. Their last 2 drives of the game ended on interceptions. Why does it even matter how many yards they put up on them when in the fourth quarter on the last 2 opportunities in the red zone, they couldn't score on them? It don't matter. It don't matter.
I feel as though when we looked at who they've been beating, I don't know how competent I would give them the offenses that they was facing. They faced Will Levis. They faced Jordan Love, who's been shaky over the last month. Was Stafford healthy when they beat the Rams?
Yeah.
Was Stafford healthy? They beat Stafford.
Yeah.
That was the and then they lost to the
Cooper Kupp
Jaguars.
was there.
And beat Lamar. Was there. And beat Lamar.
Okay, so all right, so you say you don't feel confident in the offenses, right? Okay, are the Browns? They got to play them again. How confident you feel?
That again, the Browns are like
Are they
a
confident?
souped up. Are they a competent offense?
Yeah. Are they high powered? Would you say?
I wouldn't say they're high powered.
Okay,
no.
cool.
No.
Cardinals, high powered offense?
No.
No.
Hold on.
Patriots.
Hold on. The Cardinals have consistently put up points.
And their X factor, Kyler Murray can move. That boy
They're
still be skirt
consistent.
burning.
He also can be turnover prone. You guys know.
Absolutely.
No, I do know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, don't make it like.
But we're talking about
You said high-powered
offense. We're talking about high
solid
powered.
offense.
They put up
Because
points like a high-powered offense.
The only teams that the
I
Steelers
think they're
lose to is
averaging
high
in the
powered
high 20s.
offenses. Are
No,
high 20s?
there's no way.
I feel like they're always competing with everybody.
Wait, they just
So
got
they
shut
can
out 2
compete.
weeks ago.
But there's no way.
They just got shut out 2
Yeah,
weeks
that'd be
ago.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, so they had 25 this week, 0 last week, 24, 10, 9, 20,
Okay, so I'm
16.
just tripping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So, anyways, not high powered. All right, we'll go with Patriots. High powered? No? All
That sound
right.
like 3 wins.
Colts. High powered?
That sound like 4
It's
wins
all
to
right.
me. That's 10.
In terms of
Bengals.
points per game, the Colts look like they're like number 10 in points per game, 24.
How you? So
Okay.
which one?
I
are you
didn't
more,
say that.
Are you more confident in the Colts putting up 20+ points, or more confident in the Steelers getting 2 turnovers?
I'd be more confident in the Steelers getting 2 turnovers.
Okay, then.
But I would have said the same thing when they played the Browns and the Colts split the Browns up. So I don't
The
know.
Steelers beat the Browns. So.
That's the division thing. No, I'm not gonna say law.
I'm just
That's
saying.
what we doing.
I don't know.
What's
Okay.
the law? Y'all
All
know
right,
science.
Seahawks, high powered? No.
I wasn't scared of the Seahawks.
And so honestly, there are no high-powered squads other than the Bengals. But even the Bengals, we've seen their flaws from time to
I
time.
had the Steelers
so-
getting to the playoffs at the
Hey,
beginning of the year.
What tripped them up yesterday?
Hey, them turnovers. So.
God damn,
Hey, man.
man.
You know,
another
let's just
Steelers-
go ahead and talk about the team that I think is going to knock the Steelers out of the playoffs.
Who
The
that is?
Texans, who just beat the Bengals.
Ah, them boys.
Yeah,
Them boys.
Them boys good.
They gonna knock
Them
them out.
boys.
I apologize for saying
No,
the Titans
the only
were
way
in the
that
playoffs
they
last week.
get over
I don't
on
know
the
what
Steelers
I was
because they
doing.
had the tiebreakers, so they had the same record.
Clearly not in my right mind.
That's
I got, yeah.
Maybe I was hungry.
I mean,
I do be hungry. Sorry.
And the
go ahead.
Texans, do you have a favorable
You
schedule?
always eat. What you talking about? You always eat.
I haven't eaten since breakfast.
All right.
I'm hungry.
So, from Monday's show, I told these gents that I had the Texans getting into the playoffs before they even played the Bengals. Sorry, Thursday show. I said this before they even played the Bengals.
You did.
They go, they get their dub. They were my dogs.
They were your dog.
My dogs for the week. Y'all was all looking at me crazy.
I did look at you.
Did what they needed to do. But I'm actually not. I'm not happy with the way that they had to win this game. They should have never let this game be as close as it was. I felt like they took their foot off the gas.
It's a young team.
I know.
They don't know how to win.
I know, but I'm still gonna say, hey, bro, you need to do better.
You going
This
spade to
should not,
spade.
this should not have been this close. And I don't even think it was the players. I was more on the calling. I was like, not run on first down, second down, and then throw on third down. Like, how much more predictable could you be to do that multiple series in the fourth, trying to run the clock out? Like, I was like, come on, y'all need to be a little bit more aggressive. What you got to lose? You playing a dominant team in the Bengals that everybody's talking about. They back. Like, what you got to lose? Go get the dub. And it felt like they just really eased off. And I was like, you gonna give Burrow exactly what he wants.
I do.
Another shot.
The confidence that they have in CJ to go make plays, though, you could see it with the play calling at the same time. Situationally, fourth downs. They early in the game they had a fourth down where they didn't get it because I don't know what happened. It was a bad snap or somebody fumbled. I don't know, but the fact that they put their rookie quarterback in that situation and had the confidence that he was going to go pick it up, I feel like that's something that we haven't seen with new quarterbacks who come into their team.
And I just want them to do that the whole game. I just felt like they stopped in the fourth. They got a little comfortable, and I'm like, Joe is not one to get comfortable with. Keep playing with him.
And that the big play that the Bengals were missing earlier in the season, it feels like that their offense is back to having that layer to their offense. Jamar Chase
breaking
game
if
open.
T was out there yesterday, they would have won.
I told you that.
You did say that.
I said that.
You said that was
He
a
said
difference.
T wasn't playing. He said
Hell yeah.
they losing.
If T was out there,
You're gonna
they
be out on
would've-
Thursday too.
Got it.
So-
And you know what? And I feel bad for Tyler Boyd, man. Tyler Boyd had that big reception to get him down
You
to
feel
the
bad for him?
He had to drop.
because he had that big. He had
Why you
that
feel
big.
bad for him that he dropped the ball?
No, because he made that big play to get him down in position,
yeah.
and then he dropped the touchdown a couple plays
Got a
later.
big yak play.
Yeah,
It's not to feel bad. It's just to do better. I feel like do your job.
Hashtag not my problem is what he just said.
Catch the ball.
Essentially.
That was. It doesn't get much easier. Why you
It
feel
doesn't.
bad?
This was.
I mean,
can't
it's
get
a
on
lot
because
of pressure.
I called out
in these
I
situations.
called out that tight
Again.
end for the Saints, so I can't. I understand what he's saying.
But that was different because you.
Tyler Boyd talks a lot of crap, bro. He talks a lot. So
that sounds personal. You can keep that.
he makes everything personal. He makes things personal.
But
That don't mean that he's not wrong. I'm saying
but-
I don't feel bad. He gonna do better next time.
He had,
I don't think
he
he'll
had
make
an
that mistake
opportunity
again.
to win it, man, and that proved to be a difference. He catches that, they win the ball game yesterday. There's no question.
Maybe I'll
Or-
think CJ
well,
would be able to.
I mean, CJ wouldn't have to settle for a field goal.
True.
You got to win the tutty to get the dub.
But they was down there with some time. And
They
some
were.
timeouts.
They
That's
were.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
I'm
I
not
mean,
mad
at
at
the end of the
timeouts.
day, it's harder to get a touchdown than it is to get
Yeah.
a
It is.
Oh, for sure.
It is. Got to give early on though. I will give credit to that Bengals defense because they did have Stroud off his rocker a little bit. Stroud had 3 turnovers up to that game-winning drive, and they were able to get at them. Lou Anarumo was able to get at them, but I think the Hendrickson injury kind of sort of hurt the Bengals and their ability to actually get after Stroud at that point. So, but the young boy got on there, got his opportunity, lead his team, put his team in position to win. Got him in position to win. Texas looking nice right now, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they steal a wild card.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I can see the Texans coming back and winning the division. I really
I don't
actually
know about that.
only because the next team they play is the Jags, and I'm like, they beat the Jags. Now they got the same record, and then it all goes off of conference wins and
I think
losses.
the Jags get redemption.
I mean, I don't know, but they just got their ass beat.
And they need to redeem themselves for that.
I mean,
too.
it just depends on how
You got that bad taste in your mouth. So you're like, I gotta.
Because you gotta think. Remember,
Trevor's also under duress.
you
whole
gotta think. Remember, the Texans have had the Jags number for the past 3 seasons. The past 3 seasons, they're 4-5.
I hear your point. If I'm a player, I'm throwing that out the window. I don't give a damn. I still got
You throw it out the window till you lose again.
That's fine.
But you know.
That's not going to get the results. You still got to play the game to get the results.
Oh, for sure.
So,
I mean, I'm just
I
saying
don't
the past 5 times, bro.
Whatever
4-5.
happened in the past ain't the past. I mean, it ain't now. So damn.
I mean, we say that with the Cowboys and the 49ers, but the Cowboys still get their ass beat.
Hey, but they still approach every game like we got.
Yeah, you approach it until, like you said, the game is played, and you're like, damn, we can't beat these boys again.
They got the Cardinals, then the Jags.
So,
no, but the Jags got the
Jags have Titans next.
Oh no, the Texans must have the bye week, and then
No, they got the Cardinals, and then they got the Jags.
so then
That's a get right game.
oh maybe yeah.
So-
okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
I got you. That's what we're here for.
So,
That's a get right.
as you
There's
just
4 of us. Somebody got that.
as you already mentioned, Jags got that whooping.
Yeah, they did.
They got that whooping that you thought the Chargers were gonna get.
Boy, hey, the Chargers surprised me. I give them full props because I'm thinking, yo, this offense is about to get just beat up, bro.
Yeah, hold on, we'll get to them in a second.
Ah,
So 49ers 34, Jags 3. And you know, I look at it and I'm like, you know, E-Rob's team.
That was beautiful football.
We had our
It's
argument.
gorgeous football.
We
Please
had
don't call them E-Rob's team.
Purdy being
He's
efficient.
claimed the 49ers for less than
Purdy's-
24 hours.
Purdy's being efficient. McCaffrey's
That's
gashing
crazy.
him. Oh my God, Bosa and Young is doing.
So
whatever
you're
they
a fan
want
of
to.
football.
first game,
That's all you
Trent-
McCaffrey didn't have
Trent-
no touchdown.
You like watching good football.
Trent Williams scaring defenders. They don't even want to come
That
make
was
the tackle.
funny. That was hilarious.
Oh,
Trent
my
Williams had
God.
people running away from the
Getting
play.
Debo involved on end arounds. Hell, we even hit Kittle deep down the sideline on one-on-one.
We? That's crazy. Okay, so look.
Beautiful.
That's
some
one.
gorgeous.
Hey, look, I hope
This
y'all
is nasty
remember
work.
this.
That's some
In the
gorgeous
off
football.
season when he's trying to.
God, that's some
Again,
gorgeous.
I'm about to say
football,
you
man.
got to deal with that.
Oh,
The
I ain't
pressure.
doing nothing.
The 49ers was on Trevor Lawrence all day.
they're
All
back.
day. The
They're
one
back, baby.
kind of drive that they had in the first half that led to points, they switched it up and just went screens. ETN got hurt with the concussion, came back. Well, I guess it wasn't a concussion. Bumped his head. Sure. Started bringing in the other running back and just running screens, and that's how they got up the field, getting the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands quickly. But as soon as he started dropping back,
and even when they
curtains.
did, to your point, even when they did drive the ball down the field and got in the red zone, Christian Kirk gets he gets stripped and fumbles.
That was unfortunate.
That was unfortunate, and that was at a terrible time. Terrible opportunity.
Hate to see it.
The Niners, man, this is what they look like when they're healthy and motivated. And this is definitely one of the scariest teams in the league for sure.
It's just Brock Purdy's job is simple. I won't say it's easy, but it's simple.
It's simple.
All he has to do is pick out his matchup.
That's all he has to do.
All right, Christian McCaffrey on the linebacker. Boom. George Kittle. Oh, 1-on-1. Boom. All right, cool. Switch the play. Got Debo coming around on end around. Boom. Oh, Kittle coming underneath. Let me hit my intermediate route to IU going to post. Like all he has to do is his job.
Oh, his use check leaking out the backfield late.
It don't make no
Touchdown.
sense. It looks. I don't want to call it easy, but it looks simple. Like it just looks like everything is going how it should be. If it goes how it should be, Brock Purdy gonna do what he need to do.
So yes,
I don't know how much to attribute to that being coaching for him, but
I guess yesterday proved what is perceived to be about Brock Purdy, right? Like when he has his full arsenal healthy, he's a completely different looking quarterback, which we get. I get that. I don't know. I know how you feel. So you look down on him, but I've always felt that way anyway.
Like he needs a lot of help. That's crazy.
Well, he may need a lot of help, but that's all they need.
Honestly, though,
he's an above average quarterback.
Like he is a 7th round pick, so
right?
not like
Mr. Irrelevant.
He came in with.
But when do we put that away and just say
you can't
look at him as just a quarterback?
We don't
just look at him as
no. But we don't do that because we look at first round picks.
We look at first round picks
differently because they're supposed to change.
They're supposed to look like this.
But a 7th round pick, you're like, okay, it does.
I would understand that if he was like a backup, but as soon as you put the starter title on him, I'm like, this is what a starting quarterback is supposed to look like. I'm no longer looking at what your draft.
Okay, so he looks at what a starting.
I'm like, what does a starting quarterback
draft slot
look like?
So he looks like what a starting quarterback
at first, but I feel like there has to come a point where that no longer matters. There has to come a point. Like we're not sitting here talking about Russ Wilson.
So when is
third round pick.
When is it going to come to matter? When is it going to come?
It will change when he gets his money.
When is it going to come to matter for you when it comes to Sam Howell?
About what?
Being a 5th round pick. You see how he's looking at him like a 5th round pick?
I'm not looking at him like he's a 5th round pick.
No,
why he not? Job yet.
I
look at him just as a
he definitely earned it. That's better.
Okay.
We don't get that better.
But
you're not. So you're not looking at him.
What is your lens? Because you said so he's saying
because I know he looks at quarterbacks that were not taken in the first round. He does.
But he looks at quarterbacks of being elite. So essentially, if you're not elite,
yes,
he's like,
absolutely.
Okay, well, I don't have to you're not a starting quarterback that can lead a franchise.
Hold on.
No. That can lead a franchise.
How many franchise quarterbacks do we have in the league?
Hold on. Before everybody gangs up on me, we had this conversation. I was the one who had a more lenient take. I was the one who said to be a franchise quarterback, you playoff caliber type quarterback. Was what I said.
But that eliminates so many quarterbacks.
Hold on, you were tighter on what a franchise quarterback is.
But that eliminates so many quarterbacks in the league that people consider elite.
No.
It does.
Oh yeah, that consider elite. But what I'm saying is, if that's his marker, that means that Sam Howell can still be that guy. So you should give him a leash to be that guy.
I have no problem with giving him a chance. I have a problem with booking it. This our dude for the next year and a half. Like he didn't locked in.
Who are you losing his job to?
That's what I'm saying. Like
who are you gonna get that's better?
Hey, bro, if I was in your situation, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in another quarterback for competition. That's how I feel.
Drafting one?
Huh?
Drafting one.
So what?
Depending-
Like go trade for Kyler?
I don't know if you have the capital for that, but I would if
You do.
you did. I'm not mad at you. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know why we would do that.
Nah,
but
because the
I
do
why
think
you wouldn't
Kyler
do
is
that
better.
is because at the
I
end of
do
the season,
think Kyler right now.
when we look at the end of the
But like-
season, you're going to say, okay, well, the numbers that Sam Howell puts up and the numbers that other, you could say, average quarterback puts up, he'll be better. So then you can be like, well, let's roll with the cheaper option that can progress into even
Okay,
better.
But what kind
But
of
I'll
numbers?
argue-
I think
I'll
the Sam
argue-
can have a
hold on.
higher
So
ceiling.
let me counter you. If they go and say, "Hey, we're gonna try and go and get Justin Fields," again, I'm not mad at you.
Nah, I wouldn't
That's
do
still
that.
cheap.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm not mad at you for that.
But
I wouldn't be mad at it. I would question it though.
Yes.
Why?
Because what is just like Justin Fields hasn't shown more than what Sam Howell has shown. And Sam Howell is cheaper.
Nobody's
And Sam Howell is
hold on.
cheaper.
Nobody's guaranteeing anybody a role. I'm bringing someone in to compete. That's all I just said. Bringing someone in to compete for this job. I feel like he's still at the level where it should be okay to bring someone in to compete. That's where I'm at with him. I'm not locking him in for a year and a half. I'm saying it would be cool and understandable if I was part of that fan base if they said we bring in somebody in to compete with Sam Howell. And I was like, all right, bet.
I mean, it
Depends
depends.
on
It
who the
depends.
person is.
It depends on
No.
who you
Like,
think
you-
your quarterback is.
you
If he
get-
has the cojones, the belief,
Yeah.
and confidence in himself, that where he's going to compete and he's going to give you whatever. Not think about, oh, they don't want me. They brought in this other dude. No, I don't want this. Why? I thought they
But
told me
you
that I was
know-
the
but
guy.
you know
If you have someone who's
quarterbacks
sensitive,
are more fragile.
some are
than
built
that.
different.
No, some.
Some are
But
built
you have
different.
to, you have to know your quarterback.
Again, I don't know Sam from based off of what I read about him and even what I've seen on the field in terms of how he responds, how he maneuvers. He's made plays in big moments.
Yeah.
He's responded to an intense offensive coordinator in Eric Bieniemy.
But
When they were coming out after the training camp, after the preseason, talking about, oh, Eric Bieniemy might be too fiery for these dudes. He got some dudes.
Oh,
who question
yeah.
it. Clearly, it wasn't
Yeah.
Sam Howell because Sam Howell, I feel like, has responded when the tragedy, when Buffalo Bills games and you throw 4 interceptions, when games like that has happened, he's come back and has thrown
So-
almost 400 yards against
For-
the Eagles. Throw for 300 plus and get a comeback
So,
drive yesterday.
Yeah. First of all, Steve wants to say
Oh hell! Hi Steve.
he thought
Hope your day's blessed.
that you were a Falcons fan. That was the first thing he wanted to
No,
say.
there's no he thought. He is.
No idea where you got
No,
that.
he is. Present tense. He is.
Hey.
There's no thinking.
Uh,
Steve, you're absolutely
all right.
correct.
So
But now it would be a
hold
slap
on.
in the face.
If I'm
It would be a slap. in the face.
if I'm correct, because there's a lot in here. Steve, you correct me if I'm wrong. He's saying that
Different breed.
Purdy is similar to Alex Smith. He's Alex Smith-like.
Oh, okay.
Alex Smith like.
But
I
Alex
feel like-
Smith was a franchise quarterback.
Man, look at the disparity with that. One was taken first overall, the other was taken last overall. Wow.
Right.
That's
But we're
not right.
judging them based off being a starting quarterback. I'm not judging you based off of where you were drafted.
But
That's not
It's
where I'm at anymore.
like when you say expectations, I feel like that's how.
That comes from draft placement.
Yeah.
No, when you are named the starting quarterback of the 49ers, who are a playoff team, a Super Bowl contending team, your expectations and standards have changed.
No,
You are not being expected to
the
play like
expectations
Mr.
were
Irrelevant.
always
You
the
are-
expectations were the same for Jimmy G as they were for Brock Purdy. Don't mess this up.
Jimmy G is also like an Alex Smith. Like those guys, teams move on from because you couldn't be the standard. You couldn't reach the new expectation.
The
So
moment-
we moved on from
Well,
it.
that's
You
I
want to
don't know,
have a
but you don't-
quarterback
but
that
you-
can win you the game.
That's how come
Jimmy
we
G
went and
had
got
that
traded.
throw in the
But
Super
you
Bowl and
only
blew.
do that after you paid them the money to do so, and they don't deliver. You don't do that once you haven't paid them yet, because that's not the expectation yet.
No, that
For
is
them,
the expectation.
For them, it's to be.
He's
able-
talking about what
like,
you want, though.
No,
When you talk about
no.
Alex Smith, that's someone who
I'm
doesn't mess the
saying-
game
What
up.
I'm saying is, before you pay a quarterback, it's not that, okay, I need you to lead me to a Super Bowl. That's usually not the expectation. Once they pay you, then that's like, okay,
No.
you have to do this.
Plenty of last time I
No,
checked,
it's not.
everybody was sitting here saying, "Hey, yo, we want to try and win a Super Bowl before we have to pay our quarterback."
You want
That's okay.
You want to,
So
but that's
what
not
I'm
their
saying-
expectation. That's a team expectation. The
Who is
quarterback
they then? I'm sorry. Who is they?
No.
I thought they was the team.
No. look.
So who's that?
Look. When you have a team, right? You expect the team to get to the Super Bowl, but you expect once you pay a quarterback, you expect the quarterback to make sure that, hey, I'm going to be the one to lead the team to the Super Bowl, not the personnel that I have in order to get us there. Jimmy G wasn't the reason why the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl. Once you pay a quarterback, Brock Purdy is supposed to be the reason why they made it. That's the difference.
But
because
what doesn't change is your expectation is to go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for the team, yes. But
you're the
If
quarterback. You are in the most important position for your team.
It's not an indictment.
You can make the greatest impact on the game as your quarterback.
It's not an indictment on Brock Purdy if he was to lose a Super Bowl, because they're like
Is it not?
It's not. Because they paid so many other guys.
No, it absolutely is.
They paid so many other guys.
Absolutely is. It would just
the question will be, are the 49ers just like they've always been? That will be what the question will be. Are they still who they've always been? A team that needs a quarterback to get them over, and then is Purdy that guy? That will be the question.
And if Purdy is just so excellent,
it was a fair question.
It would be a question, and I'm not discounting that. It would be a question, but once they pay him, then it's like, is he that guy? So he's not that guy.
So you're saying we're going to have to keep on looking at him as Mr. Irrelevant until he gets paid?
Essentially. That's crazy. I mean, he's a starting quarterback.
I feel like at that point, you're still going to be looking at him more. Because how often?
Yes, but what people going to say is they're like, oh, well, that's not who he is. But once they pay him, then that's like, okay, well, that's who they expect him to be at that point.
I feel like the Mr. Irrelevant tag will never go away. It will always be there. And it will
just like Tom Brady's
it's just like Brady being
until he won Super Bowls.
Yeah, but you still, even with him getting all these accolades, you still look back and say, "Damn, he was
sixth round."
Yes, but
so
you don't judge him by the standard of being a sixth round pick.
After he won,
after a while, you go away from that.
Where is that for you? Because to me, once you're named the starter, I have starter expectations on you. I don't care where you were drafted.
So we're judging Brock Purdy as a seventh rounder, essentially.
That's what they
technically, yeah.
But
that's what they're doing.
Based off of his success,
because it's not often that it's not often that a seventh rounder, a Mr. Irrelevant at that, is even starting in the league.
But you don't get no brownie points for wherever you were drafted and you just become.
It's still amazing the fact that when you get drafted.
For sure, but that doesn't change that the expectation is to go out and win football games. When you are placed in a situation that he did, right?
But it still does not tarnish
the scope.
It's just like looking at a first round quarterback. It's just like looking at a first round quarterback that falls flat on his face and he's a bust. You're always going to go back to what? Where he was drafted.
Why do we have bust?
Sure.
Why do we have bust? Because people were supposed to be projected as higher than what they performed.
Expectation compared to production.
So Brock Purdy as a seventh round pick, his production is already higher than where he was supposed to be. So he's already technically succeeded.
In big picture, that's a success.
For him, yes.
For Mr. Irrelevant?
We're not looking at it from him, though. We're talking about going and winning a Super Bowl. We're talking about what
yes,
the 49ers need to go win a Super Bowl.
That's for the team. But for Brock Purdy, he's already had his success of being the starting quarterback for the 49ers. Nobody envisions him to do so.
So you're just giving him grace. Basically, he just gets a lot of grace. Because if he screws up, you're just like, oh, well, he's a seventh round pick.
You give
no. This is amazing that he got here.
You do that. You do that because a guy that's selected in the first round, if he doesn't perform, what are we going to say? Because he was drafted here, we expected this, and he didn't do this.
That's exactly what you're doing to Justin Fields.
That's exactly what people are doing. It's backwards.
That's exactly what people are doing.
And it's backwards because you want to sell out a first round pick because he didn't live up to expectations in the first 2 years.
Or
you gonna give a seventh round pick 5 years?
That's what people was doing to Justin Fields. That's what people did to Tua. That's what people did to a lot of other first round quarterbacks. That at one point, because at one point Tua had 14 games played under his belt, and people were already talking about moving on from him. 14 games.
Hold on. Time out.
What I'm trying.
First round picks get plenty of opportunity.
Whether
it's with their team or if that team don't want them no more and they end up on another. Baker is prime example. No, they have a lot of opportunities.
But what are we saying? That what we're saying is not about opportunities. It's about when they don't live up to the hype. People are like, oh, okay,
that's fine.
Then they're not that guy.
But when we're playing,
And that's why they get let go.
When I'm watching you playing this game, I'm not sitting here saying, "Yeah, okay, let me judge you and how you're performing based off of your draft stock." That is not what I'm doing when I'm watching that game.
That's going to matter.
He won the starting job because he was 7th rounder. He competed for the job just with everybody else.
Yeah, he competed and won.
That's going to matter.
That's
Why
going to
you-
matter.
That's the part that matters. You won the job. That means you are expected to take
That's
your
going
team
to
to where you
matter.
need to be.
That's going to matter. Why is it such a big story for Josh Dobbs? Part of it is because where he got drafted, right? Along with the fact that he's been on like 6 teams in 2 years. Like that stuff matters.
What's your expectation for Josh Dobbs?
The expectations for Josh Dobbs is to not get traded to a team and win back-to-back games and don't even know where the locker room is.
So
he's
already
no. But
it has to be for someone like him where he's drafted.
You're
But
not
that's not the same
expecting
thing for
for Brock
Same
Purdy
thing.
to be the reason why the 49ers win a championship.
That's not what I said.
But
I'm
that's
saying-
what I'm saying. I'm saying that,
I mean,
like,
yeah,
as a team, yes, their expectation is
But
to win a Super Bowl.
There are
But
only few quarterbacks
But
that you would expect to
nobody
do that.
believes. Nope, because you expect the Cowboys expect Dak to be the reason why. That's why they paid him the money.
No, they don't expect
They
that.
do expect
We were
They
talking
do
about
expect
them dialing back the playbook so Dak doesn't
They
mess
do
up.
expect it. They do expect it.
You can't doubt that.
You can't do that because at the end of the day, the quarterback is supposed to be the one that
with
gets
that
you
salary,
through and wins.
he's supposed to be
The
performing.
quarterback is
not
the
with
one.
no doubt.
So everybody
Back
says it's a quarterback-driven league, which is why everybody tries to find their quarterback.
Exactly.
That's what we're literally talking about someone who is a starting quarterback of a Super Bowl contender. He has to do his job. Now his
He's
job
doing it.
But
I am
but what I'm
I
saying
imagine
is
he's doing his
they
job.
have not paid this man,
For
right?
sure.
He's still making his 7th round money.
That don't mean nothing.
Just
So,
irrelevant
yes, it
money.
does. Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it
Because
does.
you get
So in terms of roster construction, sure, but in terms of going and winning a Super Bowl, it doesn't mean anything.
because they nobody's going to say Brock Purdy should be the reason why the 49ers win. When you paid your quarterback money, it's because you believe he's supposed to be the reason why you guys win.
But he's the starter
Super Bowl.
because
Just 'cause
they
he's the
expect him
starter,
to make plays.
they expect him to make plays, but he's not going to be
do
the
his job.
reason.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
not going to be the reason.
I'll put it
McCaffrey.
on- yes.
This is why they said in the
I feel
MVP
you.
conversation, McCaffrey was over him. Why? Because McCaffrey is the better player on the team. Why? Because he's getting paid more, and he is.
let's say they go to the Super Bowl, and the same thing that happens to Jimmy G, or that happened to Jimmy G, happens to Brock. Brock got to throw, has Ayuk deep, misses him. They end up losing the Super Bowl. What are we gonna say?
You'd be like, he wasn't good enough. But you're not gonna say.
Is he gonna be your franchise guy? Is he gonna be your starting quarterback next year?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You gonna demote him because of that?
I'm just, I was just posing the question.
What I'm saying is,
I think Sam Howell will also
until you pay a
starting guy,
quarterback,
but
when you pay a quarterback, especially when they weren't drafted high, especially in the first round, you're not going to expect them to be the missing piece to carry you over Super Bowl, because we even thought that even if it wasn't Brock Purdy that was the quarterback, they still would have been Super Bowl contenders.
I don't look at him as a 7th rounder.
They
He's a starting NFL quarterback.
no matter who their quarterback was, they were going to still have Super Bowl or bust.
You put him in
Is
there
that
to
true?
make plays.
Is that true?
Say that. What's your question?
No matter who their quarterback was, would you still have Super Bowl or bust for this team?
I wouldn't say no matter who, but most, yes. That's the expectation, of course.
Yes, that's why I say it's not
So
on Brock
okay, so you're
Purdy.
saying if Brock Purdy was the starting quarterback for,
If Brock Purdy was drafted where Trey
Jaguars,
Lance
let's say-
was, it would be a different.
let's say he on the Jaguars instead of
Let
Trevor
me ask you a
Lawrence.
question. What your expectations on Desmond Ridder, was that on his skill set or where he was drafted?
What do you mean
Why do you
expectation?
care?
I'm just
It ain't
asking a
your
question.
team.
It ain't. I'm just asking a question.
It's from what I saw from him coming out of college. I didn't think that he was that above X and
And
O's
it
guy.
has nothing to do with where he got drafted.
No,
So your expectations
when he
for-
came out of school, like
So
when
your-
we talk about
so-
Quentin
so your
Johnston for the
so your
for the Chargers,
expectation level is the same.
his
for-
tape ain't pop for me.
Your
He was first round
your
receiver.
expectation level is the same for Will Levis as it is for Trevor Lawrence.
No,
So what is it like? What distinguishes your expectation levels? Is it skill set? It has
It's
nothing to do with draft picks for nobody.
so again, you're drafted based on your skill set and your talent, right? So it seems, but teams get it wrong all the time. Like Tyree was a 5th rounder, all that. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of dudes we can name who were late round.
But
picks.
Tyree was also
Stephon, same
Tyree was
thing.
also more
Stephon, same thing,
disciplined.
right? Yes, I understand. That wasn't a good example. Stephon is a good example. Stephon didn't have a quarterback in college. He was a 5th round pick, 6th round pick, 5th round, 5th round pick. Right? When you have someone like Trevor Lawrence,
It's criminal.
With Trevor Lawrence specifically, I mean, he came back in the playoffs last year,
was
so
the
his
prince who was
expectation is different.
promised.
Yeah,
He was.
He was LeBron hype, not
Yeah, he
LeBron
did.
hype.
Yeah.
Zion hype.
His expectation
Caleb
different.
Williams hype.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
since his
That was
freshman
it.
year.
I don't make
Yeah.
it.
It
Yeah.
was.
Trevor Lawrence just had a historic comeback in the playoffs. So his expectation, having the same set of coaching, same running back, same system, growing within that, coming off of your first playoff run where you showed in a big moment that you could come through, even though he wasn't good in the first half of that game. But his expectation is definitely different because we've seen it. With Brock
But it was
Purdy,
before you even seen it. That was the expectations. He was supposed to be this guy.
I'm talking about my expectations coming off of last year. You're talking about coming out of school? His expectations?
Any level.
To me, I give you 3 years.
Okay.
That's
years
my
to work.
expectation.
Brock Purdy
If
came.
you are named the starting quarterback, then you have, as a rookie, obviously, that's what I'm saying.
3 years to win a Super Bowl?
3. I give you 3 years. Like in your 3rd year is when you're supposed to prove to me what you are.
Okay, so why
I give you 3 years.
So why not just give Brock Purdy his?
Oh no, I am.
Okay.
I was just saying I'm not looking at him based on his draft stock. I'm looking at him how I look at everybody. You get 3 years.
But 3 years to do what?
He was
Like-
so productive. Like we glamorized what Brock
To show
Purdy
me you
was
can
doing.
lead a team.
Well, but that's what but that's the thing though. It's like
And that's what
if
he
you
was doing.
say 3 years to lead a team,
Was Desmond
it
Ridder
just
get 3 years?
well no.
I mean,
Hold on,
yeah,
hold
he'll get
on.
3.
Hold
I
on.
don't believe he gonna
Like-
do it, but I'll give him 3.
But no, but here's the thing
Sam
though.
Howell don't get 3
He
years?
says
They
3
can have
years,
3 years to prove it to me, but I don't believe you gonna do it.
so he needs 3 years. But they just made an NFC Championship. So is that
So your
because of Brock-
expectation raises.
No,
Does it
but,
not?
No, but what I'm saying is he said he needed to see it from Brock Purdy, right? He said he needs 3 years. He just made an NFC Championship, and he's still saying, "I need to see more." Right?
Yes.
Why? Because he believes that it's not Brock Purdy that's leading them to this. Why? Because Brock Purdy was a 7th round pick.
No.
No,
Don't put words in my mouth.
It is.
Don't put words in my mouth.
So what is it then? Why is that?
For me, it was the eyeball.
Because if Trevor Lawrence led the Jaguars to the AFC Championship,
I don't believe in Trevor
we
Lawrence.
watched Brock Purdy
And
fall
here's
when he
the
didn't have his
thing.
weapons. We watched Brock Purdy was very vulnerable.
If Trevor Lawrence brought the team to the AFC Championship, essentially what Josh Allen did, you wouldn't say, yeah, he's not it. He's it.
No, I wouldn't.
So
I
did
was
you say
saying-
Josh Allen was it when they made it to the AFC Championship?
No.
So
I
is it-
didn't yet.
There was that next year.
It was that next year. But when he made it to the AFC Championship, it was great against they beat Baltimore. I can't remember who else.
I was.
But then they got the
I knew he had
hold on.
arrived.
But then they got the floor mopped by the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I was like, yeah, bro, we not there yet. He's not there yet. We not there
So
yet.
you're saying you didn't think he was your quarterback?
Oh no, I thought he was my quarterback, but I didn't know if he was gonna be that guy, like that guy, to be able to take out Mahomes because he got mopped, absolutely mopped. And I was just sitting there, I was like, well, this is the best we've had. I'm hoping we can build around him, but I didn't think he would be able to lead us yet. And then the next year, he went off and had the game of a lifetime against Mahomes. I was like, okay. So you showed me that you can actually go toe-to-toe.
So
I needed to see you go toe-to-toe with Mahomes at his best. And you weren't the reason we lost.
He wasn't.
So he's saying essentially, as long as you get a game to show that you can go toe-to-toe, that'll prove.
No. I don't care if it's week 2. Don't give me that crap. I'm talking about in the playoffs because that's where we have the issues.
Just to
Go
play
toe-to-toe in the big moment, in the biggest of moments, winner take all. That's where you see how these.
So that's how he determines if you're.
If you
your
like
quarterback.
Your quarterback
You
is
like
your
that.
most impactful player on your team. You got to be able to swing that needle regardless of the circumstances. You got to be able to go above beyond. That's what we're saying. Brock Purdy can't do that.
This was just a bunch of chaos.
It was.
What a show.
I don't even remember what the damn question was. We just started going. I mean, what were we talking about?
Bro, it's all
Right.
it started with Brock Purdy. Bro, it started with Brock Purdy because they was like, is he that guy?
We wanted to end the show with the best team.
I didn't even get to talk about the Jags. I actually wanted to ish on the Jags a little bit.
Oh, if you want to ish.
I mean,
a little bit because I think they're frauds. I kind of like what you said about the Texans possibly winning that division. I'm digging that. I kind of like the sound of that.
It's a possibility.
You think the Texans? You think the Texans would have got beaten like that yesterday?
No.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I think that the 49ers would have still won. I just don't think it would have been looking like that.
Okay.
That's all.
Again, the
Well,
whole game, Trevor Lawrence
that.
was under duress.
I don't even know if the 49ers would have won, only because we know. Only because we know what are the things about the 49ers that we know for sure. If they're losing in the fourth quarter, they're going to lose. And injuries are always a thing that hurts them in the end. So
yeah, but the way the Bengals got the Stroud yesterday, I'm quite confident that 49ers defense would have been able to do their thing too. And that might have been the difference.
At the end of the day, the game was still close.
Because early,
we know what the 49ers are in close games.
It was, and the Bengals were taking CJ off his rocker.
Look.
He's trying to close the show so we can get to Monday Night Football.
Yes, Monday Night Football tonight.
Go Broncos
tonight.
Bills hosting Broncos. What do we like? What do we don't like? Let's
Russell's going for 350.
All right. All right, I respect it.
I just want to see what Steve gonna say. Pretty sure gonna say.
Hey, no Hyde, no Benford. I don't know.
Nah,
who y'all got starting y'all secondary?
I'll line it. I'll give you the full lineup. All right, so this is where we're at.
not the full lineup.
Hosting the Bills hosting Broncos. Bills are now without Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White, and Christian Benford in their secondary. So they only have one starter.
So just
3 out of 4. No.
Dane Jackson started?
No. Poyer is the only starter in the secondary.
Yes.
I thought Dane Jackson
He wasn't a starter. He's Tre'Davious' backup. So I'm saying,
but he's been a
you see what I'm saying?
Okay,
yes, you see what I'm saying? Like,
from
the start of the season, there's only one starter left in the secondary. We're assuming Rasul Douglas. Did I say that right?
Rasul Douglas.
Right? Rasul Douglas will play alongside Dane.
And Norman was.
He's elevated, yes. He'll be on special teams. And then Terrell Bernard, I haven't been able to check to see if he's out of concussion protocol, but last I checked, he was still in it. So if that's still the case, then they don't have either of their starting linebackers because Milano's out. So both linebackers gone. And then the only injury up front is Daquan Jones. And as we all know, Von Miller still isn't who he's supposed to be. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the lineup that the Broncos will be going against. For me, if Terrell Bernard isn't playing, I think that it's going to be a long day for the Bills' run game. Bills' defense running.
I still think the Bills' defense
He's active.
He's active.
Terrell Bernard is active.
I still think that the Bills' defense have enough up front on that defensive line with Von Miller, with Russo, with Epinesa as well. Those guys are able to wreak some havoc a little bit and kind of sort of get to Russell Wilson. The one thing I'm looking for in this game, and you mentioned it earlier, I think you mentioned it before we got on air, is just the offensive rhythm from Buffalo.
Yes.
There's times where it sputters, and when it sputters, it's ugly. So can they be able to find some rhythm against a Broncos defense that I know this happened a while ago, but I'm still not over the fact that they gave up 70 points in the game.
They're a different defense now.
They're
a different defense.
Whatever. They still gave up.
They've allowed
from the first 4 weeks
twice.
to the last 4 weeks.
Allowed 28 total points. And they beat the Packers, allowed 17 points.
It's a different thing.
Does Pat Surtain lock Stephon?
No.
For my parlay purposes, I hope not.
Maybe. When we talk about lock, are we talking just like
Pat
not getting a lot of yards?
Over 6.5 receptions and a touchdown, Stephon.
And a touchdown.
Thank you very much.
I think you can hold him to about 10 yards a catch.
Okay, that's fine.
So, but anyways,
as long as he gets 7 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown.
I think at the Bills, I think it'll be like
it's gonna be about y'all's run game.
I think I see a 24-17 Bills victory. I think this Broncos defense, man, like they're gonna stifle you all a little bit, but you guys at the end of the day, you got Josh Allen. So the
Broncos are gonna score more points than I think they are. I think that I was in my head. I was thinking, it's going to be maybe like a 27-13 type game, but it's probably going to be closer to like y'all might win by like 4. I'm thinking maybe like 27-23, something like that. But I got the Bills.
That hurts the confidence a little bit.
But I'm about to say, I mean, he said all
Winning
those
by
people
4.
are out, so I'm like, I mean,
Like I said, it really just depends on how the rhythm of this offense. If they only score 24 points and it all came in the fourth quarter because they finally decided to wake up,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a problem.
Oh,
I'm having a problem because I'm like, I'm ready for you guys to show that you can do this throughout an entire game instead of now our backs are up against the wall and now we're gonna go up tempo and all of a sudden everything starts clicking. Like, no, do this from jump. So
what if they're like that just for the rest of the year?
That's what concerns me. Like, then I'll be concerned. Like I said, I said this weeks back. I said they're playing like this. By the time we get to the middle of November, it's gonna be a problem.
I'll just put this out there. We remember the last 2 primetime games at home for the Bills against the Bucks.
This is our 3rd primetime in a row
against the Bucks and the Giants, and both of those games, that offense was not hitting.
So,
and
all right,
coming
so
down to the last
question.
possession on both games.
If y'all lose this game,
yeah,
what's the outlook on the season?
Whew, boy.
if they lose this game, I really feel like you can't lose any. You can only lose one more for the rest of the season.
y'all gotta get high.
And because to me, it'd be different if they win these 2 games and then they lose to the Eagles. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care. Because the Eagles are in the NFC. They can't keep on losing all these AFC games. They're destroying their chances to get a wild card. And then they have to bank fully on trying to win the division because they don't have the record in the AFC to win the tiebreakers and get a wild card spot. So that's why I'm like, these 2 games against the Broncos and Jets these next 2 weeks matter more than the Eagles game.
So must wins.
These 2 to me are must wins.
I think so.
Because if you don't, like I said,
yeah,
it's just going to be you just put yourself in such a huge hole. It's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, the rest of the schedule, you got Broncos, Jets, Eagles, then Chiefs, then Cowboys, Chargers, Pats again, and then Dolphins to end it off.
So
I only see one gimme, and that's the Patriots.
Yeah. So,
and even then, they ain't gonna beat you twice.
I think,
especially not at home.
Honestly, I don't think the Jets are gonna beat them twice.
But
this Broncos game is.
I think this game is going to go one of 2 ways. It's either going to be like a 19-16.
Like the thing is, my bad.
It's either going to be a 19-16 type game, or it's going to be the 38-14.
Oh,
okay.
It's one or the other. Either the Bills are about to blow this thing up, and they're about to
be close
go out, or they're going to play real ugly, and it's going to be like 19.
Parlay purposes, I'm hoping the latter. Okay.
All right. Also, since we didn't touch on Lions, Chargers, or Ravens, Browns, I just have a few quick things to say.
Yep, say it.
The Browns rushing offenses look solid, and their defense is still scary. Lamar, get your game together, bro. You can't continue to lose games by throwing picks in the fourth quarter. Ravens have had lead in every fourth quarter this year. They should go ahead and finish.
That's it, guys. I'm not going to hold that.
It's not.
I understand. It's just for the brand. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look. That's three times in the fourth quarter they've given up their lead.
Love the confidence that the Lions have in their offense. It don't matter what situation they got going on, 4th and 6, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, to go and end the game, and they put their offense out there. They trust their line. They trust Jared Goff to make the good decisions. Amon-Ra, come on, baby, fight on. You know how we do. And then with the Chargers, Austin Eckler, for me, their offense looks so much different with him involved. The chunk plays that he's able to get, just being a check down. He could be a 3-down back and run between the tackles and get a little pop behind the pad. He makes their offense go. And they still have Keenan on the outside. Keenan has always called himself the best receiver in the league. And he has games like this where he looked like him, running people over, open, giving a little shimmy on the post, cook people. Like, he is a complete receiver. That's all I got to say.
Anybody else with a quick take that they want to get on?
Well, no, actually, you go ahead.
Shout out to Antonio Pierce, man, picking up his second win as interim head coach for the Raiders. It's not pretty, but they're winning, and they're back in the playoff picture, surprisingly. We thought this team was dead after that Monday night Detroit game. We thought this team was just done for the rest of the year. But
Steve tried to tell me Jimmy G was going to be the guy.
But they're back in it now. So we'll see what they do going forward.
Yeah, man, this playoff picture, especially in the AFC, is
interesting.
To say the least.
Very much so. You have so many teams that are trying that I know are going to be vying for those last wild card spots,
and they play each other. That's what's
and not only do they play each other, so the tiebreakers will definitely be a thing in this. But it's like there's going to be games that we look back on in the beginning of the season where you're just like, dang, like that really affected now, especially as we talked about. You got Bills Jets. That could be
Bills,
a thing. Bills Patriots ain't making the playoffs, so.
No, but it still is going to.
No, but what I'm saying is for the teams that were like the head-to-heads that we've seen.
The Jets ain't making the playoffs either.
They might. They still got a chance.
No, they're not making the playoffs.
They still got a chance.
Stop.
Obviously, Jags, Steelers, and Texans, Steelers, because both AFC South teams beat the Steelers, so they don't want to be in a tiebreaker with them. You also got the Dolphins. The Dolphins have beaten the Chargers, but the Chargers make a run, and somehow the Dolphins fall into that wild card spot. Now all of a sudden the Dolphins got a tiebreaker over the Chargers. Yeah, it's a bunch of different
love math.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different ones that you're just like, dang, like it could really come down to the final day.
Typically, that's how I go, but not with this many matchups.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This
could be one or two.
So I think my last thought is going to be the Lions may be frauds. I think their defense is definitely fraudulent because I look at their offenses that they've played and the two offenses that were actually like offenses that I really respected. Your defense got destroyed. So
you don't respect the Ravens offense.
Huh?
You don't respect.
No, I do. And the Lions defense got destroyed.
You don't respect.
That's what I'm saying.
I got you. My fault. I got you. I got you.
The Chargers offense.
No, I do. That's why I said.
You're not saying
the
Lions defense got
destroyed by these offenses, and so that's what I'm sitting here and I'm like, So if you go up against the Eagles in the playoffs, because the Eagles ain't gonna let the Lions. I believe in the Eagles defense. So they're not gonna let your offense cut up like the Chargers did. So I'm sitting here.
I don't know.
You don't think so? You think they'll cut up the same way against the Eagles defense?
I mean, they did that with the Cowboys. I ain't gonna lie.
Cowboys. We cut them up.
Cowboys, yeah, and who?
The Commanders.
Commanders.
Well,
I get you can say those are divisional games, but I mean, damn. If they don't to be honest, the Lions defense and the Eagles defense are similar in terms of if they don't get to the quarterback, that secondary.
I feel like the Eagles and 49ers can bust up the Lions the same way that the Ravens did.
But I mean, we've seen the 49ers get bust up. Now,
I'm talking about with their full load. Pause. But
you did a great job.
But that even okay,
right?
So you have
the defense is always.
But you got to give so how much the Lions have not been full strength on defense since week 2?
Yeah, because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's been out and they've had
injuries.
Are they coming back?
No. See,
okay.
Gardner Johnson's out for the year. Emmanuel Mosley's out for the year.
Right. So for this season,
they've had
this defense
had some
sus.
muscle on defense. Was it Houston? Was it James Houston?
James Houston. I don't know if he's out for the year, but he's been out.
He's been out for a while.
But if these people aren't coming back, then this is what you got. And what I'm saying is what you got.
We talking about the Bills defense the exact same way.
Right, exactly.
What? Oh yeah, it's sus. It's suspect as hell in that Bills defense.
Yeah, but you also know in the back of your mind that this defense ain't full strength.
Well, yeah, but
you still believe that y'all can make a run.
I think so, but only because I think that those guys are coming back at the end of the season. That's the only reason why. I believe that Milano and Daquan Jones will be back, and Rasul will be able to fill in for Tre'Davious, and we can keep this thing pushing.
Okay, but you believe at this point, with all the good teams that y'all have, that this defense can hold up until then. Correct.
I believe in Sean McDermott.
So that they believe in Daniel.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm looking at the defense. I'm like, all right now, like You're giving up a lot of points to some of these
These are
AFC high
good
profile
offenses.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know, but I'm like, are you gonna?
Expectations.
I'm like, are you gonna have to do shootouts? And then do I believe in you doing shootouts against the Eagles?
Okay,
But we
defense to
believe
compete against anybody.
every team that plays Kansas City in the playoffs is going to be a shootout. Doesn't matter what defense. That's the expectation.
say that.
I don't.
The Chiefs' defense has been better.
Yeah,
I
the
don't think
Chiefs
this
defense
year.
is actually
I mean,
better.
in years past, yeah, but I don't believe this year it's going to be some shootout
Nah,
because I don't believe
Chiefs
that
ain't
the
winning no
Chiefs.
shootout.
I don't think that the Chiefs' offense is going to get it.
Come on,
That's
Stephon.
why. If they try to make it a shootout,
Look,
I just need him to
all I
outdo
gotta
Sutton.
say is the one thing
That's it.
I like about this year is when it comes to like frauds and who's like legit, is a lot of matchups that we're going to have where teams are going to show who they are against the teams that they play because a lot of big matchups coming.
I like how we're this far into the season and we still don't know how good a lot of teams are. Yeah.
Like we've seen glimpses.
Yeah.
But that's really
I've
it.
seen glimpses from everybody.
All right, the game started. I gotta go. So, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
We appreciate y'all.
Yep. Until Thursday, where we will.
James Cook, you better not fumble, bro. What are you doing?
Can I finish?
Let him fumble.
Let him finish.
I was reacting for you. I know you was mad. Go ahead.
I mean,
didn't
no,
see it.
I
He
was
didn't see
focused on
it.
the job.
Dang.
My bad.
Thank you all. We will be back together on Thursday for our next live going into the preview for Week 11. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, I'm Cordell.
Marcus.
E-Rob.
I'm Deuce. Y'all be breezy.